You're a noob killer and Eruption allows you to win matches that you shouldn't. Isn't that a problem? Yeah, that definitely sounds like someone who plays killer. Meanwhile, survivors have god palettes and shit, and they don't give a shit that that allows them to win, right? Make it harder for me. I mean, you could just not use it. If you want to make the game harder for yourself for no reason. And how can you tell it makes you win games that you shouldn't? You shouldn't win games for getting quick downs, because that's what Eruption does. Like, Eruption benefits you when you down survivors. It doesn't benefit you if you don't down survivors. So you're saying you down survivors at a certain rate, which allows you to benefit from Eruption, which then allows you to win, but you shouldn't have won because downing them at that rate shouldn't have given you the win, correct? That's basically what you're saying. To make any sense. I'm not getting into that conversation. That's the most I'm humoring it. Da, 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 da. You do you. It's your game. If you think Eruption is giving you wins you shouldn't get, stop using it. Quite easy, isn't it? I don't think it gives me wins I shouldn't have had. I think it allows me to get wins I should have got. So, different mentalities, I guess. Hey. No, save pallets. Oh, that sucks.
Little guy, come have a seat and let me explain something to you, Chad. There is a thing called MMR. If your games feel easy, you're probably versing poopy survivors.
Well, with MMR though...
Brain, man. Think before you speak. You're a noob and you verse noobs. My goodness. True 3. Please. Don't let them speak. My brain hurts, lol.
The thing is though with MMR is it's really loose now. But yeah, when it was strict, it was insane. And still, obviously, it will be making a bit of an impact, of course. But it's way more loose now. But yeah, as I said, regarding Eruption, dude, if you want to use it, or don't want to use it, or whatever, you don't need to. Like... Right? If you genuinely feel it's giving you wins, or you shouldn't have, yeah, don't use it, right? Yeah, missing the Iron Fist games, have you? Not yet, no. No one uses Ruin anymore. They destroyed it. Maybe all the real option is that people can get hit by it and can't do it. Yeah. I mean, really, what they should have done with Eruption, because people are saying, you know, they don't... I'm trying to get it broken. Damn. Go, Paulo. They... Sec. Might be coming back around. Isn't. They don't like it when they're incapacitated, right? So they should just make a big regression instead. Just a big regression hit. So it does the same as what it would have done, like 30% or whatever off the gen. But it still allows them to get back on the gen, right? I'm not sure why survivors just want to be stuck on gens all the time, but... yeah. There's a problem with Eruption. There's no problem with Eruption, man. Like, it's a lot of bullshit. Like, yeah, you know, stopping them from just rushing gens. I guess just make a bigger regression, and then it's the same thing. Like, it's all about just regressing the gens, isn't it? Like, being rewarded for the down. Like, how is there an issue with that? I feel like I'm getting carried because when I down survivors, I get gem regression. Like, what? Strange. Alright, this is actually an unsafe pallet. We should be able to get him here. I like these. You see that? I waited to the very, very last second just in case they're dead hard. Risky, because he could have got just a bit over and I wouldn't have hit him. Probably incapacitated, you couldn't heal or use your items. Again, that's quite good though. Because that's going to slow the team down quite a bit as well.
Also, Chad, it's wild that everyone cares about the survivors not being able to do anything, but what about the killer? Chasing, hitting a guy 5 times to finally get him on a hook, and then 3 gens pop. Kind of feels like you're doing nothing a lot as killer, or at least
sometimes
making no gains for
the thing is, Monkey, though.
But whatever. Wesker 2-3 plus.
The thing is, Monkey, you shouldn't bother with that because I've done that for a long time, and you're going against the majority with that stuff. It doesn't work. But you are right. Killer has really unenjoyable things too, like God pallets. God pallets are not fun. Safe loops are not fun. They're not fun to go against for a lot of the killers. But it's a killer issue that instead of kind of, you know, saying the kind of the contradictions or the similarities or whatever, it's best to be like, okay, you want to nerf Eruption, you don't like it because of this one reason, and then you say this kind of solution which gets rid of that reason they don't like it but still makes Eruption good. That's kind of what you want to aim for. Sadly they didn't. They put it to 10% regression and then just left it, which is obviously a lot weaker, but at least it isn't 5%, right? At least in 5%. And Eruption's not OP, man. Like, it really isn't. You get rewarded for getting downs. Like, should the killer not get rewarded for getting downs? It's a weird. Like, that person saying that he feels like he's winning games that he shouldn't win. It's so insulting, I feel. It's so insulting towards people who play killer. I hate that shit. But, yeah, whatever. Someone down there. Hey. Eruption, there's nothing you can do. Be good in chase. Why do survivors not realize that the counter to Eruption is being good in chase? Okay, if you're really caring about counterplay, what about pre-dropping pallets on the majority killers? Like, as I said, it's a pointless combo, so let's just leave it. It's getting nerfed anyway. I don't know why we're discussing it. It's definitely going to be a weaker version of itself. I think it should have probably had maybe 20-30% regression. Because again, I know people don't get this, but the less kind of pressure the killer gets for getting downs, the less chases they're going to go for, because the gens won't give them time to do the chases, you see. So you ideally do want perks which are giving killers confidence to go for chases. If you make it where they go for quick chases and they still see gens pop all the time, they're going to stop doing it, you see. So you ideally do want perks which are making an impact. Or you're just going to have the game in a mess. Call the Brian Eruption. Impact-wise, definitely not. I'd say Eruption has one of the biggest impacts to gen speed currently. That's why it's used a lot. You want to be confident and go for chases, but pain, res, and dead man. So Pain Res and Dead Man gives you 15% regression of a gen if you put a person on a Scourge hook. That's it. So 15% regression of a gen. How fast can the survivors stop that regression? By letting go, by the way, which will be easier because they're making it easier to avoid that combo soon, because they're going to scream before they get on the hook, if you didn't know. So you let go, it gets hit by 15%. What is that? What is that? 25% would be 22.5. So 15 is probably about 18 seconds, maybe, would you say? Is it 13 seconds? Oh, that's way worse than I thought. So, are you sure it's 13 seconds? So 13.5 seconds. Oh, yeah, obviously, because I was saying 25%, and it's 15, it's 10% less. Yeah, that makes sense. So 13.5 seconds if you get a Scourge hook. One survivor gets it back in 13.5 seconds. If two survivors are on the gen, they get it back in about 8 seconds. So your whole chase has interrupted the survivors on the gen by 8 seconds. Amazing. Definitely going to help out.